I wonder how many people would love to have a spaghetti squash for their supper, but they didn't buy one because they don't want to cut it. A lot of people are afraid to cut a spaghetti squash so they don't hurt themselves. But we're going to use the pressure cooker tonight to cook this before it's cut. All that I ask you to do is put a couple slits in it. Just find a couple places where you can poke a hole in it with a knife. And you don't have to go through all the dangerous cutting techniques for something that's this hard. All we have to do is find a spaghetti squash that will fit into your pressure cooker. Now, as you know, there's all sizes of pressure cookers, and this is a large one, but it's also a large spaghetti squash. Alright, this is a Cosori, and the canister is rather large. If you have a smaller pressure cooker or want a smaller pressure cooker, just buy a smaller spaghetti squash. But still, we can do the same thing here. We're going to cook this and then cut it in half, then scoop the seeds out, and then the delicious flesh. So all you have to do is place it in the pressure cooker and then add 2 cups of water to bring this steam up to pressure. Close it up and set your pressure cooker for 15 minutes. Okay, I want to cook this on high pressure for 15 minutes. So I'm going to set this for soup, which is 25 minutes. Then I'm going to adjust the time down to 15. And then I want to make sure that the pressure is up to high. So we're going to increase the pressure to high. So 15 minutes on high. We're going to set the valve to be in the closed position. And when this comes up to pressure, it'll cook 15 minutes. All I have to do is press start. Okay, the cooking time is finished, and I'm going to let the pressure escape naturally because it's such a big spaghetti squash in there. Okay, now all of the pressure has escaped. There's nothing coming out of the valve. So we're going to open the pot. Alright, I'm just going to take a peek in the pot here for you. You can see, I want to show you as we stab the spaghetti squash, the knife goes right in. So it is a little firm feeling, which is nice because that means we can scrape out the spaghetti squash strands. I'm just going to stab it and lift. There we go. How easy, right? Okay, let's get it on a cutting board. Alright, now let's cut this open and see what it's like. It's very hot, but I'm going to show you while it's still steaming. I'm going to cut all the way around. And the reason I'm cutting this way is this is the way that the strands grow inside. So this is the best way for you to get the longest strands, more like a spaghetti. So that's the reason. Alright, now take a look. See that? Now you have a nice soft spaghetti squash with all the seeds and everything inside. Alright. And these are all very loose. So we don't want to scrape down too far that we get the strands of the spaghetti squash. We just want to scoop out the seeds like that of a pumpkin. So let's just get the inner part. I'm going to use this nice big spoon here. Back up the close-up for you. Alright, now it's a little hot, of course, so I'm just going to hold it with a pot holder. And we're going to scrape right into the level of the seeds. Just loosen them up. And get them right out of there. See that? I'm going to pour them right into my measuring cup. Now once you see that the seeds are out, stop scraping because the rest is the good stuff. So just get the seeds and then you know the rest is fine. So let's sit that down here. Get the other half. It's really not a lot that we lose. And all that fuss about cutting very hard spaghetti squash and risking there's really not a lot that comes out of the center. And when you think of all the trouble and risk you take cutting one of these, if you're not comfortable with your knife, or sometimes it's really good to have a pair of cutting gloves handy for situations like this if you're not going to have a chance to cook it. Now look how easy that came out. It's beautiful, it's clean inside, and it's all ready for us to get the vegetable out of there. Okay. Get rid of the seeds. I hope you like this method because it's really big savings in time. Alright, now what I'm going to do is take this nice bowl here and scrape out the spaghetti and get it in the bowl. So I'm going to hang on to it. You really could wait until it cools off, but I don't usually wait for anything, so I want to serve this kind of hot. See, if I just go right down to the edge of the skin, look, it'll all come out like a nest, and into the bowl it goes. Look at that. Can you believe it? Could it be easier? There's half of it. And all we got to do is fluff it. And it all comes apart. Alright, let's get the rest out. Just going to scoop around the edge like I did last time here. The shell stays really crisp. And out comes the nest. Everything loosens right up. It's perfectly steamed. Alright, all we got to do is fluff it with a fork. Oh, one little seed got away on me. That's it. Alright, I hope you liked that technique. I couldn't wait to show you.